Hey, you guys, welcome to today's reading. And I'm actually really excited to do this reading because this song by this artist has been stuck in my head the entire time I was prepping for this video. But today I'm going to be tapping into the energy of Miss Sabrina Carpenter. And I love Espresso. Like, I love that song down, y'all. Like, I know that song came out, what, 2 years ago now? Everything said today is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And I just feel very energized and excited to do this reading, which is typically not the case for some people I read on. But I feel like her energy is really good. And I don't know, I just feel like really giddy. I don't know. I just heard like happy go lucky. So yeah, I'm just getting that energy from her right now. But what sparked the reading is I was curious as to why she didn't win the Grammy. And I know a lot of comments were saying that she was snubbed this year. I believe she won a couple with the last Grammys. So I do want to ask, like, was she snubbed at the Grammys? And then also I'm curious with her current era because that seems to be a very huge thing with a lot of artists now. Everybody has certain eras, and I will be doing a deep dive on that as it relates to the music industry and why everyone has quote unquote eras. And someone did request that I do a video on who will be the next superstar. I have recorded that video. I'm just kind of fine tuning it. I'm still getting downloads about it, honestly, so I'm just kind of sitting on it. But I'm hoping I can do a video about music industry quote unquote eras as well as who will be the next pop star. Hopefully I can get those two out and uploaded, but I'm just kind of just waiting and getting more. I'm just getting more messages about it, so I haven't released them yet. But back to Miss Sabrina. So I'm just also going to be asking about her current era, as I mentioned, and whether or not she'll pivot. Is it sustainable? What will be her next era if it's going to change? And then also I'm curious, like, has she made any trade-offs due to her mainstream dominance? Because before she released Short and Sweet, she had what, 4 or 5 albums already. So I'm curious to know about the transition and pretty much, what changed because Espresso was a huge hit. Y'all, I told y'all I love that song. So I just want to know where that shift came from and does she have music on the way? And then we'll do some predictions. So I'm going to start with the Oracle card just to see what her current energy is, as always. And what is Miss Sabrina's current energy? What is her current energy and what she's focused on? All right, we have Unbothered. And as I was pulling that, I just got a visual of her at the Grammy Awards. All right, triggered, emotional reaction, unresolved wounds. Bag secured, achieving goals, mission accomplished, financial stability. Okay, so as I was getting the visual of her at the Grammys, yes, it was disappointing. Yes, she may have just felt like it was a waste of her time to even attend if they weren't going to give her any Grammys. And honestly, I get it. That doesn't affect her money. That's not going to affect her records and how they're selling. We're going to dive deeper into why she was snubbed for the Grammys, but she's going to be fine either way. She has her money. She got her albums, her projects. She has her, I heard, sales. So she's not too worried about that, but it's unfortunate that whatever energy or time and effort she put into this recent project, she feels like that deserved some type of accolade that she did not get. But she's fine either way. And then at the bottom, we have deja vu, repeating patterns. Oops, yep, unresolved issues. We've been here before. And so to me, that's giving me the same energy of she released her previous album before she started getting this huge success where she wasn't seeing much movement in that regard that she had hoped for. So it feels like also maybe she was expecting a little bit more success this go around from Short and Sweet up until recent project is called Man Child, I believe. And if that's not right, I'll put a comment or something somewhere so I can correct myself. But she was probably expecting a little bit more since this album may have had more like a bigger budget, but it did not garner the accolades that she herself thought that it deserved. We have Secret Admirer. We got a hidden affection. I'm gonna zoom in so y'all can see better. Here we go. Anonymous notes, unknown interest, someone's watching. Huh. Deep fake, convincing lies, altered truths, deception. Friend zone, platonic trap, unreciprocated feelings. Has there been anyone in the press or the public suspects is interested in her? Is she talking to somebody? You guys let me know what her relationship status is. Is she seeing someone or somebody express like outward interest in her? So with the deep fake, and then at the bottom we have poker face, hiding true feelings, impossible to read, emotionally detached. Someone could be in her energy that I just heard have a crush, has a crush on her, but somebody that she's not interested in. So somebody maybe, may have approached her, told her that they're interested, but she's really not feeling them too much. And it doesn't feel like she's really interested in a serious relationship. I'm gonna look. I'm just gonna look it up just to see if she's in a relationship, just to make sure. All right, so she is in fact single. I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, I just feel like somebody wants to be with her or they're interested in dating her. But it doesn't feel like she's interested in a relationship right now. I feel like she's just focused on her bag and her career right now. I don't even think it feels like she doesn't even have time for a relationship. All right, yes, speak up. Gaslighted. Divine intervention. I got a really interesting download for the gaslighted card, but she feels like somebody that's very vocal about expressing herself, whether that be her truth or it really just sticking up for herself, where people may try her, bring her different her stories, but she's very confident in defending herself and expressing her needs. But there's something here about, because as I was channeling for the gaslighter card, I heard MK Ultra, like mind control, industry mind control, allegedly, and I don't feel like, at least I'm not aware that the industry still does that. Last I heard, the industry has kind of moved away from that because they have better technology, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. So I'm getting that there's something here also about the industry, like mind control over her, because in my opinion, this is just my opinion, when you reach a certain level of stardom, there's something about them wanting to control you, your movements, controlling what you do. I just heard handler. So that feels very industry to me. So although she is someone that's very vocal and she can speak up as far as her boundaries go, she still has to, she's still involved with the industry, and y'all know what that comes with. So to me, it just feels like she's still part of the industry. There's still some mind control here. I just heard her team, like literally her team. And then divine intervention is interesting because remember when I said early that I just feel really good energy off of her. It just feels for her, she has some spiritual protection. Like she's probably very divinely guided. I don't know if she's expressed that she's a spiritual person. I'm not really getting that part from her. Like she's very spiritual per se. She could very well be, but it doesn't feel like that to me. Like heavy in her energy. But I feel like she has some spiritual protection, like divine protection, like angelic protection. It was just heavy on my heart to do a reading on her, and that's why I was like, this is, I don't know, her energy just feels so good. So yeah, it just feels more angelic energy to me. But Mama's is, but she's paid though. Her money is good. We've had two good money cards for her already, and that's why I said it just feels very protected. I just heard blessed. All right, cuffing season and then ghosted. So again, it just feels like somebody is very interested in her. This divine intervention could be also blocking her from this person as well. This person that's interested in going past friendship. That's why she's not interested, because she's protected. And I feel like also this is someone that spirit does not want her to be with. Yeah, that just confirms it. So let me move this over so y'all can see. So yeah, hidden agenda, that confirms it. Somebody that has secret intentions, manipulation, disguised as kindness, hidden motivation. So yeah, somebody that the spirits do not want her to be with because she's protected and they see what the play is. I just heard industry in my mind again. But it feels like whoever this person is either has ties to the industry or is in the same industry as her, but they would not be good for her, whomever this is. I just heard watch your back. I was going to move on to the tarot, but I want to see, how does the industry view Sabrina? How does the industry view her as an artist? How does the industry view Sabrina Carpenter? Overnight success. Oh, that's interesting. All right, rapid rise, sudden recognition, unexpected breakthrough. Remember, I said she put out what, 4 or 5 projects before she got to short and sweet. Recharge. I heard for recharge, she works hard. Let it go, releasing grudges, forgiving yourself for your heart, and then situational single. That's why I said she's focused on her music and her career right now. She is not worried about relationships, and this is how the industry views her. And that's why I said whoever this person is that's interested in her is somebody that's tied to the industry in some way, and that's why the industry is viewing her that way, because we did get mind control, we did get her team. So this could be somebody that they're very aware of who this person is and they're interested in her, but she's just not for it. And then bounce back, resilience after setbacks. Again, she released her projects and then she saw more success with short and sweet. All right, rebound, temporary comfort, avoiding loneliness, quick replacement, just to forget. So please clarify the rebound card. All right, bring a new, fresh beginnings, reinventing yourself, new ventures, watch me shine. Currently viewing her as someone who has been through a lot of setbacks, who has tried and tried again to achieve a certain level of success. She's pushed herself, she's worked very, very hard, and she's been able to reinvent herself, which we've seen over the last couple of years for her. Even the industry sees it as well. And I think that also these cards are giving to me that they acknowledge all the changes that she's done, all the work she's put in. They definitely acknowledge that. And I heard that's why she got all of those Grammys last year. I don't remember how many she won, but I think it was a couple of them. But yeah, that's what contributed to her winning two, three Grammys. I think it was two. And then at the bottom, status upgrade, new achievements, improved social status, lifestyle elevation, next level. So yes, the industry does recognize that she's come very far from where she started. Is she a Disney kid? I heard Disney. I'm not gonna look that up because I don't know where my tablet is, but y'all let me know. All right, so I'm gonna move these cards off the table, and then now let's go to the tarot. As I was taking the oracle cards off the table, I was hearing blessed, and then it transitioned to the song. If y'all know Mariah Carey's song, I think it was on her second album. It's called So Blessed. I'm literally hearing that on a loop. The song is more of like relationship, but for me, I'm getting that like she's blessed by the divine. So let me zoom out so y'all can see. All right. All right, so let's see what her current energy is from the tarot. All right, Justice. If the camera gets out of focus, I apologize, y'all. I don't know why my camera is doing this. I think because I zoomed in, but I apologize in advance. The Wands. Wands. We have Nine of Swords, and then we have Nine of Wands. The Warrior. As I was pulling the Justice card, I heard bringing things back to order. Because she has worked this hard and come this far, she's been through a lot of tears, a lot of heartache to get to where she is. She's fought for her spot, and that is her perseverance. I feel like even though she's gotten this, like I said, just pushed through to where she is now, she still has her self limitations. She still sometimes worries that her career will go back to how it used to be, where she wasn't getting this level of recognition. I just heard imposter syndrome, but she's okay. To me, I'm just getting she's okay. She's blessed. I just feel just divinity all over this card. Yeah, I'm still getting she's standing tall. Nine of Wands. I've been through a lot. I fought hard to where I'm at now. I'm here. I'm still standing. She's definitely fought a lot. Not a Two of Pentacles, the World. So for her, it feels like things happen very fast for her as far as the industry offering her opportunities and where I just get like speedy energy. Things happen very, very fast for her where she had to keep up. She had to learn how to balance the two and still is trying to balance not only her music, I just heard family, so maybe her personal life too. There's something about the energy of her first projects or before Short and Sweet, those projects before that, that a cycle had to close. So maybe, I don't know if it's like the sound or who she was working with, but there was a cycle that had to close there as it relates to her earlier projects. And that's how she was able to find more success with these newer projects in order for her to birth her career, the Empress at the bottom. I mean, she already had a career, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, birth these opportunities, birth the success, because we have Temperance, do a new beginning, bounce to a new beginning. And it's her blessed again, like divinely blessed. I wonder what's in her birth chart. I don't even know what sign she is. I forgot to look that up. Okay, so that's her current energy. I just heard angels, like angelic angels. She's gonna be fine. She feels fine though. I don't feel any other type of energy on her, anything negative. If anything, the energy feels really good. So the next question I have is, was she snubbed at this year's Grammys? Was she snubbed? And if so, why? Was she snubbed at this year's Grammys? What is going on with that? All right, Page of Wands. All right, Ten of Wands. Two of Wands. All right, lots of wands. Lots of fire. Yeah, lots of fire. Three of Wands. Let me see if I can see that better. And then we have Nine of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. So Wands and Pentacles. So money. Okay, all right. So we have Wands and Pentacles, but mostly Wands. So whether or not she was snubbed at the Grammys, my answer is no. She was not. Because I heard, like I said, I heard equal opportunities. The reason it feels like she was snubbed, I feel like that's just perception. Because for me, it feels like it was just tough competition. She could have won. Could she have won? Yes. She was a top contender. But the competition was so fierce in the categories that she was in. That's the only reason why she didn't win. I just heard voters too. So yeah, she wasn't snubbed. The nominations were solid, but it just feels like she did not win because of the competition in the groups as well as the voters. But it wasn't a snubbing, no. But it feels like snubbing, of course, if you're a fan of hers. There were no other power moves or ulterior motives in this energy. And then with the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, she's fine either way. Ten of Pentacles, money. She's paid, y'all. Like she is good. When I say Spirit says she is fine, she is fine. It was literally meant to happen like this. Who knows? Next year she may win some Grammys with her next project. But yeah, I'm not getting challenging type of energy. It was just a lot of picks to choose from. And she just so happened to not win that category. So for her current era, is it, is it sustainable or will she pivot? Are we going to see a different type of era for her aesthetically in the near future? Let's see what Spirit has to say about that. Oh, that was fast. Six of Cups, Judgment, Six of Swords reversed, and then we have the Hierophant. First of all, for her next era of music, do not be surprised if she works with artists of color in the future. I don't know that she has in her recent projects, but it might be more than who she has worked with in the past. So she may work with more artists of color in the near future or her next era. May do some features or they may be featured on her next project. But her project or her next era feels also like it's going to have a little bit of nostalgia in it. There's something about the 2000s, so maybe pre 2000, somewhere around the 2000s. So it may sound or look aesthetically like nostalgia to us. I also am getting that there's a formula to her music as well, where some sounds just literally work for her. So we may have some nostalgia, but we also may have similar sonically sounding songs on this next era. They may sound a little similar to what she's put out before. There may be a little bit of a tweaking there, but I feel like there's some like a formula in this energy that this sounds good. I'm gonna stick with it, but I'm gonna tweak it a little bit so it doesn't sound the same. So it's feeling. I'm gonna clarify this Hierophant card. All right, taking the leap of faith, we have the Fool. Put that on top. Going back to the formula, because for the Hierophant, as I was clarifying, I just heard mind control. The industry allegedly still has control over what songs she puts out, the types of music she puts out, and that's why there's this formula here that keeps popping up where they know what's going to be successful, what's worked before, and they're probably going to stick to it quite a bit. And not because she wants to, but because more so her team wants her to stay in that lane. She's gonna take a few risks though with her music, but not too many. I just feel like there's some control here though. She may want to work with certain artists or may want to have certain sounds, but it still feels like the label is going to have to approve of it beforehand. Is her current era of music sustainable? Yes. Will she try to pivot? Yes. But because it's sustainable and her aesthetic, they're not going to deviate too far from it. What's that saying? I just heard it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is that how the saying goes? Yes. Okay, so that's what I heard. Yeah, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So because again, this has been successful for us in the past, we should continue to do it because we know it works. Was there a trade-off for her having this level of success? And if so, what was it? Was there a trade-off for her? Sun, the chariot, and the moon. We have the sun and the moon. So I'm gonna say this, and I hope this makes sense. Let me know if this resonates. But it feels like for her, she was walking in as the sun, this bright light, this gifted person, this talent. But in order for her to move forward, in order to get to this level, I just heard high level secrets. So again, it's still industry. I heard rituals as well. Yes, there were some trade offs. Yes, yes, and I just heard soul. So because I just feel like there was just some innocence here. It's like, what are you willing to do? And you're wanting to be a part of this industry, so you have to do what we tell you to do. And then we have Two of Swords, and I just heard cut something off. She had to cut something off that was part of herself. I'm also seeing her cover. I don't know if this was her album cover of Man Child, but it's the one where she got the inspiration of like a dog's best friend, where she's on the floor and they're basically like dragging her hair. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm seeing that yes, she did pull that inspiration from wherever it came from because I know she referenced it. But there's more truth to that image. Like that's what she has to do behind closed doors, allegedly, not necessarily literally, but more figuratively. She's having to do these humiliations and alleged rituals. I just saw money. So to get to a certain level of money. All right, so I'm gonna tap out of that because I don't want to see any more. It's actually making me a little bit uncomfortable. Let's do. Does she have music coming? Does she have music coming? All right, so I have Four of Cups reversed, and I also have Page of Pentacles reversed. Yes, she does. She does have music. I feel like there are a lot of people that want to work with her too. I feel like she's also getting a lot of offers. And I feel like also her next era is going to come sooner than y'all think it is. It's not going to be slow. It's actually going to be pretty fast. I told you guys I was going to do an eras, like a music eras video, while the industry is pushing now for everyone to have some type of era. And I'll say this now, as I was tapping to the energy to prepare for that video, I was seeing like an assembly line, like a factory. But I'm also getting the same visual for her. Usually Pentacles are very slow cards, but we have it in the reverse here for the page. So it's giving me the same energy where they're trying to keep up the momentum. They have to release something now so that they do not lose her momentum. Factory energy. We need to get this out fast. We don't want to slow down. We don't want people to forget about her. But I don't think that would be the case, but they're trying to get this out fast. And again, I'm just seeing money again. They must be making a lot of money off of her. Like her tour, her album sales. I don't even think it feels like she doesn't even need to use bots to get her streaming numbers. These are like organic numbers. And look, we have at the bottom the Emperor. Yeah, the person that's running the show. They want her to put out this project as soon as possible. Like I said, to not lose the momentum. She's gonna have to keep working. So yes, music is coming. It's actually probably gonna come a lot faster than you think it is. All right, current obstacles for Sabrina. Eight of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. So currently her obstacle is that she cannot walk away from her work. Neither can she walk away from any opportunities that are given to her by the industry. There's a lot of there's pentacles here, like because she is a money maker, she cannot walk away from this, or at least she's unable to walk away from this. Like she has to work. I just got the visual of her like on a tour bus in sweatpants and a hoodie, curled up on the tour bus, no makeup on, putting her head down, just wanting to take a break. So I don't know if she's looking to take a break or walk away, if that's something that she wants to do, but it's like she makes the label so much money. She is the star. And yeah, it's challenging her. She can't take a break. She can't walk away. And they want her to work fast because they're going to recoup their money. Like she is literally a moneymaker. That's why I said she's very blessed. She has a lot of divine energy here, which are blessings from spirit, but she could be allegedly getting exploited for that as well. Like that is literally how chosen people can or could be exploited by the powers that be. I saw Beyonce a moment ago. All right, what is her hopes and fears? Hopes and fears. All right, Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, King of Pentacles. So allegedly, So the download for that actually came very fast for her because we have Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, King of Pentacles. Allegedly feels like somebody has control over her money. Is her father? Is she close to her dad? I'm gonna have to do some research after this reading. I probably should have did it before, but there's something here about somebody controlling money because I was hearing conservatorship because this is her hopes and fears, which to me is leaning toward her fears. She has a fear of definitely being heartbroken, but not only that, I fear because I was hearing fear of being trapped. But then as I looked at the King of Pentacles, I was hearing conservatorship, and then I saw Britney Spears, and then I was also getting something about her father. So it could be even just a father figure, and it may not necessarily be her dad, but it just feels like somebody is or may be controlling her finances or maybe overseeing her finances. Yeah, it just feels like she fears somebody having complete control over her money. And then at the bottom we have Ace of Swords. So there's a truth about this entire situation that we do not, as a public, do not know about. Like I say in most of my readings, everything is not as it seems. Yeah, it's some family member here because look, we have Four of Wands, which is like family, stability, and then Ten of Cups, which literally is family. So maybe her family is tied up in this, or they have control over certain things. I heard management, manager, but it's in her fear position. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's not a conservatorship, or they won't try to put her in one. But she has some worries about being trapped, though, just in general across the board. Let me pull this up so y'all can see it. But because look, she's looking in the mirror and she's trapped. And that's her fear, being trapped. All right, so let's see what the outcome for her in the near future would be. What would be her near future outcome? Seven of Wands. King of Cups, and we have Seven of Cups. So the prediction I have for her is do not be surprised in the future if she cuts people off, she fires people from her team, she changes her management. Like, do not be surprised if she makes some changes there. Or if you see her defending herself from her team or someone that's trying to control her, trying to trap her, but do not be surprised if she makes some changes. But also, she's very defensive about situations going on with her team. I'm going to pull a couple more cards just to clarify the message. The High Priestess reversed. Remove that. And then the Ace of Wands. And the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, don't be surprised if some things come out about her team changes, the truth about situations dealing with her finances, dealing with people having control over her, I guess her label, like anything coming out about her career, just anybody that's working with her or just her team. Do not be surprised if anything like that comes out into the public or being made public. Also, I don't know that this is going to come into fruition, but it just feels like this could be a possibility of someone coming after her. Maybe not a disgruntled employee, but someone that may or may not have worked with her in the past, tied to her somehow, saying different things about her finances or threatening to expose. What is that energy? It feels like somebody's going to try to come after her money. They're going to try to hit her. I can't put my thumb on it because it feels like the energy is still like in motion, like a decision has not been made about it. Like the events are not set forward yet, but it's just a possibility that someone could come out challenging her in the public, revealing different things about her. I just heard humiliation, something to humiliate her. And it just feels like the reason that they're even doing this, or at least the underlying reason, is that they want to get some money out of it. to hurt her, and she may feel like she has to pay them to get them to hush because they're talking too much. But there's just something about her team though and her family. I don't know the ties between the two, but yeah, I just keep going back to her team, like who's working with her. That's my current prediction for her in the near future. Y'all got music coming. I guess that's a good thing. Music may see her have more endorsements. I just see like advertisements, so she may get more sponsorships. I'm getting that too energetically. But like I said, just do not be surprised if secrets if someone tries to come out and expose her, or she makes some team changes, or that she like has to defend herself in the public from situations. Because I'm seeing like interviews, she may have to address certain things that are being said in the media in the future. So don't be surprised if that comes out. But that's all I have for Miss Sabrina. And let me know what y'all think down below. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your support. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.